You know that feeling? Like you're just constantly putting out fires all day long, reacting to emails, to problems, to whatever the world throws at you. Well, today we're going to dig into a really powerful idea from Brianna Wiest's work. It's this: real, lasting success isn't about trying to control everything outside of you. Nope. It's about mastering the world inside you. So, let's get into it.
Just take a second and think about it. How often do you feel completely overwhelmed? Pulled in 100 different directions at once, almost like you're just a passenger in your own life. That feeling, that chaos, it almost always stems from a lack of internal order.
And this right here is the heart of our entire explainer. Look, the biggest, most stable changes we can make in our lives don't come from a new job or a new city. They come from building a strong, intentional government within our own minds.
This metaphor is, well, it's everything. It's the framework for all of this. Your mind isn't just some random jumble of thoughts. It's a territory, and it needs a leader. It needs you to lead it.
So, where do we even begin? Well, the very first step is to look at the laws that are already running your country, your core beliefs. We're going to start by really looking at the beliefs we just kind of inherited versus the ones we've actually chosen for ourselves. I mean, this just nails it, doesn't it? We absorb all these beliefs from our family, from our culture, from our friends, and we end up living with all this mental furniture without ever stopping to ask, hey, did I choose this couch? Does this layout even work for me? And, most of the time, the answer is a hard no.
And here's the game changer. We can become the active designers of our own minds. Just look at these examples. The situation is the same, right? Maybe a coworker doesn't reply to your email. The inherited story is, he disrespects me. But the chosen story? He's just busy. By consciously choosing your story, you control the emotional outcome. You're no longer a victim of what happens, you become the author of your response.
Okay, so once you've started looking at your beliefs, the next move in self-governance is setting up your daily laws and policies. And let me be clear, this is not about boxing yourself in. It's actually about creating the perfect conditions for freedom.
The logic here is so simple, but man, is it powerful. When your brain isn't wasting all its energy just trying to figure out what's coming next, it's suddenly free to focus on the things that actually matter. Seriously, top athletes know this. Some of the greatest minds in history knew this. Routine creates the psychological safety you need for peak performance.
I just love this quote. It completely reframes the idea of a routine, doesn't it? It's not a cage, it's your armor against the randomness and chaos of the day. It literally protects your focus, your energy, and your peace of mind.
So are you ready to pass your first law? Try this one on for size. For the next week, just don't let the world's agenda, emails, news, social media, flood your brain the second you wake up. Take back that first half hour. Use it to decide what truly matters to you today. Plan out 1 to 3 important tasks. I'm telling you, this one habit can absolutely transform your entire day.
All right, so you're doing the work. You're rewriting your beliefs, you're building solid routines, and things are actually starting to go really well. And then, a weird thing happens. You might find yourself just creating problems out of nowhere. Let's talk about why that is.
This is what's known as the upper limit problem. See, we all have this sort of internal happiness thermostat that's set to a certain temperature, usually based on our past. And when life gets better than that setting, our subconscious mind kind of freaks out and tries to cool things back down to what it knows.
Think about it. Have you ever gotten a big win, a promotion, a great new relationship, and instead of pure joy, you felt a little uneasy, almost scared that it was all going to be taken away? Yeah, that's your mind hitting its upper limit.
And what happens next? Well, we might pick a fight with our partner, or we overspend, or we procrastinate on that next big project. We unconsciously do something, anything really, to bring that temperature back down to what feels familiar, even if what's familiar is, well, a state of struggle. So how in the world do we turn up that thermostat? We do it with practice. Every single day, find one small victory, and I mean small, and consciously celebrate it. Take 30 seconds. Let that feeling of accomplishment really sink in. You can even say it out loud. I did a good job, and I deserve this. You are literally retraining your nervous system to handle more happiness. So let's pull all of these incredible ideas together into something you can actually use. Because governing your mind isn't a one-time thing. It's about installing a daily operating system that just runs quietly in the background, keeping your inner country stable, productive, and thriving. So here it is, your daily OS. It's simple, but it's so effective.
In the morning, that 30-minute no-phone ritual we talked about, where you plan your day with intention. During the day, deliberately practice one skill, because real confidence comes from competence, not just from hype. Throughout the day, celebrate those small wins to raise your upper limit. And finally, in the evening, take just a few minutes to reflect. Notice one biased thought you had and choose a new, more empowering story to try out tomorrow. This is it. This is how you govern.
You are the leader of your inner country, and a leader has to lead. So here it is, your very first executive order. Don't wait for Monday. Don't plan to start next week. Make the decision right now that starting tomorrow, you are taking back your first 30 minutes.
Because in the end, it all boils down to this one simple question. Are you going to let random thoughts, old beliefs, and outside chaos run your country? Or are you going to step up and finally lead? The choice, as always, is yours.
The ideas we've explored today were drawn from the fantastic work of Brianna Weist. If any of this resonated with you, I can't recommend her writing enough. Thanks so much for tuning in.